Welcome to the corner. The corner. Oh, yeah, y'all. Are you ready? I got my B&H hat. Oh, I don't know why I don't sound right. Oh, it's because I don't got my headphones turned up because Kim turned them down. Nah, we gonna lose a shit tonight, y'all. We gonna flip a table, y'all. We gonna talk about the Oscars, y'all. Because I got my Haddad's mug and my B&H hat. If y'all know, that's the signal, the international signal. You know what the hell you're talking about. I'm Alex Wagner, Alex R. Wagner, the real Alex Wagner, and that's why there's an R in the middle of my name. And I'm your host. This is Chaos Corner. Woo, y'all. It has been a crazy one, a crazy 24 hours here, because right as we were on the air yesterday, we found out that Steven Crowder was going to do an interview with Tim Pool, which sparked the internet wild. Why? Because as Tim Pool stated live on the air, that was his second largest live stream ever. It was the number one live stream on YouTube by over 100,000 people, bringing in at one point, I believe, 170 or 180,000 people at one time. Those are real numbers, people. I don't see anyone tuning into a Jeremy Boring video like that.
I haven't been happy for a while.
Oh, you should be happy, Steven, because we are finally understanding what is really going on here. Or at least it seems that some creators are on the YouTubes. Daily Wire is trying to be a corporation just like every other corporation. But the question today is, if the Daily Wire is interested in just being a corporation, then why don't they just be a corporation? And when I say that today was the Oscar nominations, and what is a woman with an 8 something on IMDb is nowhere to be seen. This is a snub not by the Academy, but by the production studio themselves, who didn't even file to qualify. It's really interesting. The big con gets bigger. Why would the biggest conservative network that claims to be anti-woke not even try to put up the film that they claim is so much better than every other documentary up in a competition for documentary of the year? Ben Shapiro has been spending so much time, and his friends, and the Daily Wire in general, all of them have been spending so much time on this one particular issue with Steven Crowder, and all of that they've done is generate 170,000 people to a live stream with Tim Pool and Steven Crowder. That's all they've done. Nothing else, people. Nothing else. They've just made the best PR campaign for the man, Steven Crowder.
You could lose $100,000 a day.
It's unfortunate that this had to happen, says everyone, but I'm excited that it has. Because this opens up the floodgates to a lot of other questions. And the bigger question here, which is, what is a woman not up for the Oscar for documentary of the year? Well, with absolutely no campaign ads and the last week and a half, everyone at the Daily Wire spending all of their waking time on not trying to get this film nominated as a conservative movement, but instead on Steven Crowder? I don't understand. Sounds like the worst business move of all time. And then, of course, the big con will tell you, I don't know what happened here, but I just lost my monitor. The big con will tell you that they are out for, hold on, people. I'm having technical difficulties here for a second. Woo, woo, woo. All right, there we go. We're back. Oh, and we got the echo, of course. There we go. Damn. So again, like as I was getting at, before they,
True international effort to pressure.
gather my thoughts. Okay. I have a while here with you. Let me talk to you about the film industry. Let me talk to you about being outside the film industry. And let me talk to you about what you can do to beat anti-wokeness here tonight on an Envy podcast. The first thing is you can sign up for Envy for $40 a year. With just 500 of you signing up in the first year, we will be able to run an entire studio and network fundamentally on our own. And when I say we, I say me and my future wife, Kimberly DePersia. That's it. No one else, just us. Life and blood and sweat and tears every single day making this happen. And we would love to extend the offer creatively to other people and allow for them to have creative royalties and creative rights to all of their content while also making money themselves instead of trying to steal from them. So remember, head over to mvpictures.com, sign up today. Those prices are going to start changing in the few next months. So we might have a monthly subscription price, but that may mean that the yearly price goes up. So get in now while you can. $40 a year. With just 500 of you in a year, we will be able to run an entire media company on our own with zero ad buys, zero ad placements, just whatever the fuck we want to say. And we can even say crazy things too that we can't even say on YouTube right now. But we're trying to make cents and pennies on YouTube and Rumble because we don't have those 500 subscribers. So please subscribe today. The second thing with this big whole anti-woke, stop the censorship conservative movement is that it needs to branch off. Because there's people like Tim Pool, there's people like Joe Rogan, there's people like Tom Segura and Christina P. that all are doing things that push buttons and not, I would say probably only 10% of them are going to call themselves conservative at this point, if any of them. They still consider it a very icky word, even though conservative and liberal change day by day. It just basically means which side are you leaning on in your life. Do you believe in these things or these things? Do you want to do these things or these things? Ways to market human beings to fight each other. Ben Shapiro could have won an Oscar. That's what I'm really getting at here. He could have won an Oscar. He didn't try. When you're running a campaign to win an Oscar, first let me answer the question that everyone's probably going to troll me with, which is, why would they want an Oscar? An Oscar is a liberal award, and they're conservative. They're not really preoccupied with fitting into the liberal agenda. Well, really? Because a guy just slapped another guy and abused him on stage and everyone clapped last year. So I don't think the Oscars are that woke, okay? Two, all jokes aside, there were a lot of anti-woke projects that are at the Oscars this year. There are films that are breaking boundaries everywhere. Tar, Everything Everywhere All at Once, the Irish Banshees, that shit, that was crazy. The Banshees, the Irishman or whatever. Like, all these movies that I've seen so far, I mean, The Fabelmans was woke. The Fabelmans was woke, people. The Fabelmans was very Jewish woke. Uh-oh. Said the word Jew out loud. But no, I mean, nothing against the Jewish people or my Jewish friends and pals, but there was only one movie that decided to put a pause on its narrative and for 30 to 45 minutes of its plot, just complain about anti-Jewish sentiment, which I don't really think is a huge issue in anyone's life. But hey, maybe Steven Spielberg, maybe you were, had a bunch of white kids in LA that beat it up on you because you were Jewish. But that's fucking LA's fault, right? That ain't really our fault. So you don't really need to tell us, the rest of the world, about that. Elvis was really woke. Elvis pretty much saves us from, the civil rights movement. Saves us from, it creates the civil rights movement fundamentally himself in that film. But at the same time, there are films that fundamentally, like, there's nothing woke about them. They're completely anti-woke, and they use the keys of wokeness to get them in the door, as in with the cases of Everything Everywhere All at Once and Tar having lesbian characters. I guess we're anti-conservative, but who gives a fuck? Because at least we're anti-woke still, people. And that's all that really fucking matters. This whole, like, we all need to be a Jesus, Bible Belt, fucking Nick Fuentes motherfucker. Like, we don't all have to be that. And I think that this side of the political aisle, or the demographics, or whatever the fuck these networks are, devices that split us all up into whatevers, I think that we still live on this side. We still live on the Joe Rogan side. We still live on the Tom Segura, Anthony fucking chick, whatever the fuck, those fucking your mom's house people, all that bullshit. We're not pushing liberal ideas. We're actually probably more conservative, or at least I am more conservative than that, I guess. But what's conservative? I don't know what fucking conservative even means. Because, like, I'm not fucking holding the Bible. I'm not fucking up here being like, I'm Nick Fuentes and here's my hood, and like, let me talk to y'all about the fucking goddamn Jews and all this bullshit. No, like, I'm just over here being practical as fuck and just saying, like, you know, if you want to fucking fight anti-wokeness and say that censorship is killing your fucking ideas and your fucking values, and then you go and pick up Gina Carano and then you don't fucking even try to qualify for an Oscar, it sounds like the big con just gets bigger.
You could lose $100,000 a day. I haven't been happy for a while.
And I can see why this is extremely upsetting to people like Steven Crowder, because he thought that there was a movement of people with fundamentally agreeing values. They're all in a box. He thought they were all in the box. And instead, they're all in different boxes. And I say, get your fucking ass out of your fucking conservative box, Crowder, and open yourself up to new ideas like anti-woke movement, because that is where the key lies here. Even the Daily Wire knows it. They keep attacking Disney left and right. Half their videos are about, you know, attacking people in the trans TikTok areas and in Disney, which are very hot ticket items on the left side. It's all about anti-wokeness. It's not about actual politics. It's not about COVID policy. It's not about economics or war or any of these things that actually matter. It's just about all this blah, 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 your side's right, your side's wrong, all that bullshit. But if it wasn't a big con, you'd be going after the institutions that you could control yourself. There's no reason to believe that if Ben Shapiro and Matt Walsh, who were on Joe Rogan for this movie, who have pushed this movie through leaps and bounds commercially to make sure that people see it, and the movie that has transcended pretty much the Daily Wire and turned it into an actual solid subscription service and studio. They've been talking about all these fucking shitty movies they keep making with Gina Carano and crap for forever, but nothing was a hit. And now all of a sudden, almost every single time they talk about it in the Steven Crowder fiasco, they constantly reference What Is the Woman? Oh, well, you could do a project like What Is a Woman? Where would Matt Walsh be without What Is a Woman? What Is a Woman? But at the end of the day, they didn't even pay the $5,000 to put a full page ad out in Variety and ask the Academy to vote for it. They think it's something that crosses the line that people all can understand in America. You even see the reflection of that in the IMDb reviews. But you couldn't pay the extra little money to reach across the aisle to the liberal media and get reviews. You couldn't push across the extra aisle to just campaign for your, sleeper movie. This whole week could have been completely different from the angle of press with the Daily Wire. Instead of outing themselves and then burning a massive hole into their ideology and then bringing Tim Pool and Steven Crowder, the two biggest independents in the same venue as them inside of YouTube, to the largest live stream of any of them. Crowder's election footage might have went a little higher than that, but still like pretty high. And it's because of the volumes of the Daily Wire pushing this. And they did all of this with no advertising. They did all of this with just like constant rhetoric that the left uses all the time in the media. They did this through tactics that they use in cable news. At first it was, well, look how much money we gave him. Well, look how much money we gave him. And then it turns into, as Steven Crowder put it on Tim Pool, and then it turns into, from the basketball money into, oh, well, he's a bad friend because he, recorded this phone call. Well, he recorded the phone call, but at the end of the day, the things that he recorded in the phone call that he played in public were things that he was pointing out that the Daily Wire was doing, and the Daily Wire had no response to what they were doing. They thought there was nothing wrong with what they were doing, and they didn't even want to talk to you about why you, too, might be upset in the same way as Steven Crowder is upset from this being exposed. Instead, they want to talk about if it's okay to release it. And in all of this energy could have been pushed into a last-second controversial Oscar campaign, regardless of where the outcome laid. We could have been looking at today and going, okay, this is bullshit. They didn't nominate the film they should have. Because they didn't nominate this film, it's the Daily Wire versus the Oscars. The Daily Wire versus the left media. The Daily Wire, it had this film. We all knew this was the film, and now they're being unfair to the Daily Wire. Instead, the Daily Wire called it quits before the competition even started. Said that it was a biased organization that they don't want to work with anyway. Completely dismissed the largest award that any feature film could possibly gain. And then just run a bunch of Instagram ads talking about how they're oppressed, talking about their censorship, talking about their bullshit. And then they give away this whole term sheet. And they think they're on the right side. It's nuts. It's nuts. But I think it's time. What? What was that? Oh, it is. It's time. Oh, yeah. It's time to put ourselves in the corner. Put myself in the corner. There I am in the corner. You gotta put the stuff on there first. Boom, 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 boom.
That's why we want.
Let's talk about stoves, because the big energy store.
That's why we want.
Okay, here we are. Y'all ready? Okay. Here we go. Chaos Corner.
We want to be able to find better ways to monitor whether somebody is paying attention or they're doing something different. The newest way to monitor attention is through a device like this one. These are ear pods that are launching later this year. These ear pods, much like the video you watched earlier, are ear pods that can pick up brainwave activity and tell whether or not a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering.
Stop it.
Okay,
That's
well you might
not
think,
okay.
fine. But even if we can tell whether a
I'm
person
not
is
thinking
paying
fine. I'm thinking
attention
that's
or their mind is wandering,
crazy.
you can't tell what they're paying attention to. You would be wrong. Turns out that you can not only tell whether a person is paying attention or their mind is wandering, but you can discriminate between the kinds of things that they're paying attention to. Whether they're doing something like central tasks, like programming, peripheral tasks, like writing documentation, or unrelated tasks, like surfing social media or online browsing. When you combine the brainwave activity
So you can
together
put
with
this
other
earpiece
forms of
in
software
people.
and surveillance technology,
And then you'd
the
know
power becomes
when they were
quite
on
precise.
Facebook.
So what do
But
we
they're
do
not on
with
Facebook
this?
anymore. So it's like,
What do we do with technology that enables
TikTok ain't
us
on there.
to monitor brainwave
They don't fucking know
activity
what
for
TikTok is.
attention? Do we embrace it? Do we resist it? I believe that
TikTok's
there
a
is
zombie.
a pathway forward with such technology, but it's putting it in the hands of employees, enabling them to use it for themselves as a choice, whether or not they want to focus, whether or not they want the technology in order to improve their own performance, but not using it as a measure of their brain metrics to decide whether to fire them, hire them, or to watch for their lagging cognitive decline over
I'm sorry,
time,
this is
and using it as
very
a way to
terrifying.
protect against them.
Why is that a strategy we should be withholding? Let's keep going. Oh, this is fun. This is a bunch of crows, apparently, in Kyiv, Ukraine. And do you see how many there are? Like, I'm just going to play this again real quick. See how many there are? I'm just saying. There's a lot of military shit going on there. Birds are robots, y'all. Birds are robots. It wasn't fake. Just saying. Uh-oh, Joe Biden. What did you say there? We'll talk to you later, and then a smirk. Why are they so... They're so evil. Look at all of them. Look at those evil looks. Especially Chuck Schumer. Looking evil as fuck. Literally, Chuck Schumer just said to Biden, wow, this is louder than usual. And then Joe Biden just like shrugs his shoulders. Like, hello, y'all. Do you not know what's going on?
Let's talk about stoves, because the big energy story over the last couple of weeks has been my gas stove. I'm a gas stove owner.
Can I say that is so ridiculous, that story, because
Okay,
it
well-
sounds like
well-
the government's coming in to take your stove. That is so not true.
Okay.
That is just not true.
Okay, and in fairness, the science on this is well established. There's nothing new here about the health risks posed by gas
Totally,
stoves. And as I
totally.
did a little poking around, I discovered that the government right now is Department of Energy. You want to electrify your
incentivizing,
buildings
yes.
and remove natural gas
Right.
as a fossil
Right,
fuel.
right. I mean, people aren't aware that, kids who have asthma, 12% of kids who have asthma are because they were
Okay.
exposed to gas stoves and the emissions that
This is a ridiculous story. No one's taking your stove. But if you want to give us your stove, we'll give you a tax credit.
True international effort to pressure.
You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that.
Okay, you all ready for this? You are not ready for this. Okay, so every year they turn the doomsday clock closer to midnight, and this year, look at these 5 people that determine this. This is okay. Ready? Watch what they do. It's great. This is, I don't know. I haven't seen the whole thing.
Members of the Science and Security Board moved the hands of the doomsday clock forward, largely, though not exclusively, because of the mounting dangers in the war in Ukraine. We moved the clock forward the closest it has ever been to midnight. It is now 90 seconds to midnight.
Oh, shit. Look at those people. This is- can't. It's too much. All right. Oh, people upset about this. Joe Biden. And look, he forgot to salute the soldier. He forgot to salute the guy that was saluting him. So then the guy was like, whatever, fuck off. I'll just salute myself. Okay, this is Antifa or whatever the fuck you want to call it in Atlanta. Let's see what's going on here. If you build it, we will burn it. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. I'm telling you, people in Atlanta don't know how to act this way, so this is a little ridiculous.
No, He didn't.
And by that I say it's ridiculous because obviously it's Antifa that came in and orchestrated a protest and then lit a cop car on fire. And then the local news was like holding a pamphlet yesterday being like, look, it was this thing for this guy's name that I can't pronounce. Motherfucker, there's a burned vehicle, a cop car behind your back. Sir, pay attention. Pay attention. Antifa was definitely in Atlanta. Antifa is fighting the police in Atlanta. That is a fact. Oh, okay. This is Gillian Maxwell. Okay, they released more footage of this talk or this exclusive interview she's doing. I don't even know who with. Talk TV exclusive, I guess. But she here says she does not believe that Epstein killed himself. Hashtag Epstein didn't kill himself.
You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that.
Ooh, would Kanye defend Epstein? That is the next level.
You could lose $100,000 a day.
All right.
He didn't. I don't believe he did.
Oh, really? He didn't? Huh?
I believe
Me either.
He was murdered. Well, I was shocked. And I wondered how it had happened. Because as far as I was concerned, I was sure he was going to appeal. And I was sure that he was covered under the non-prosecution agreement. But I wasn't in the indictment. So I wasn't mentioned. I wasn't even one of the co-conspirators.
So basically, if he didn't die, she wouldn't be in prison, is what she's saying there.
After a special counsel was
Oh, God, here we go.
before the FBI
I refer you to the special counsel's
went
office.
to his house in Wilmington. What was he doing in there?
I would refer you to the White House counsel.
Something relating to this case.
I would refer you to the
Radical left. Would you shut up,
Do you
man?
think that this story was leaked by someone trying to bruise the president politically ahead of a re-election announcement?
I would refer you to the White House counsel's office, as they've been the ones who've been closely involved.
Okay, more basically, we know the president did it. Why did he do it?
I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
In the president's own words, he admits to having information that wasn't his. Why did he smuggle it out?
I will let the statement of the president stand for itself. I'm just not going to go into down a rabbit hole with you on this. Why did he not tell you about it?
Okay, so then she finally lets him go. She's upset about it. Okay. Garland, AG.
Department of Justice, joined by 8 states, filed a civil antitrust lawsuit in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia against Google.
Okay, but what about fucking Amazon,
We allege
dummy?
that Google has used anti-competitive, exclusionary, and unlawful conduct to eliminate or severely diminish any threat to its dominance over digital advertising technologies. These technologies, which are known as ad tech, automate advertising sales by website publishers to online advertisers. When an internet user opens a web page that has ad space to sell, ad tech tools almost instantly match the website publisher with an advertiser looking to promote its products or services in the website to the website's user. This product and process typically involves the use of an automated advertising exchange. This exchange runs a high-speed auction designed to identify the best match between a publisher selling internet ad space and advertisers looking to buy it. As alleged in our complaint, for 15 years, Google has pursued a course of anti-competitive conduct that has allowed it to halt the rise of rival technologies, manipulate auction mechanics to insulate itself from competition,
Why is he so
and force
scared?
advertisers and publishers to use its tools.
Okay, all right. So wait, hold up. Just gotta clear this up here. So AG Garland is raiding Trump, collecting documents from Biden, collecting more documents from Mike Pence now, and suing Google all at the same time? And this guy is just like, stop it. How? What? Why? I don't understand. QAnon, tell me, please. All right.
You can report a distorted version of what I say. I want to speak directly to the people of this city and hear directly from the person they elected.
He's going to launch
and
a
that's the
newsletter?
purpose, so that we can communicate, give them accurate information. I'm now at your mercy. If Colgate was at the mercy of the tabloids, they would go out of business.
What?
So I am the Colgate.
What?
I can't go out of business.
The Colgate? I can't go out of business? All right, so this motherfucker is going to write his own newsletter to explain to people how he's great. Cool. If you can't get the press on your side, bro, you can't just write propaganda. That's not going to... It's not going to help, even if it is the truth. Even if the truth is bullshit, what they're doing, even if they're putting spin on everything, you have to try to defend the spin. You can't just be like, all right, here's my paper. There's no bullshit in my paper. So no news.
Karim, since you don't have any answer on the classified document, are you still a good fit for this job?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. That was this guy right there, that black fella in the middle, surrounded by white people. And he's pointing out that since she can't answer any questions on the documents, then she seems unfit for this job. And let's just pull that back real quick here. Let's take another listen. Here we go.
Karim, since you don't have any answer on the classified document, are you still a good fit for this job?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead. Go ahead, my friend.
Has any meeting been set between...
Unfit for this job, yeah.
The Penn Biden papers are about vice presidential records. You are someone who has vice presidential records. Are you sure you have no classified material?
I don't know what's he say.
Our staff reviewed all of the materials in our office and in our residence to ensure that there were no classified materials that left the White House or remained in our possession. And, I remain confident that that was done in a thorough and careful way. Clearly, in the waning days of the Trump-Pence administration, that process was not properly executed by staff around the President of the United States. And look, as I said, I'm not diminishing the importance of protecting classified materials, particularly top secret materials. These are the nation's secrets.
Okay.
They bear upon our national security. But again, this issue to me is one of equal treatment under the law.
Okay, so yeah, now they found documents at his place. I don't understand how you... I can't believe this. Like, he knew, they asked him the question, he lies, you don't go back home and get rid of the fucking documents, bro? Mike Pence, you literally said last year that you had no documents. After lying about that question, why did you not go back home and just get rid of the documents? I don't. Maybe Mike Pence might be the most honest guy in the world. Wow. All right, okay, here we go. Keep going.
Was the White House aware before this afternoon that classified documents had been found?
Nope, not going to answer it.
President Pence's residence as well.
I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
Does the White House believe that other former high office holders should now go back and check their personal residences out of an abundance of caution to make sure that they're not holding on to classified documents as well?
That's not something I can comment from here. I don't even know the reasoning of what the news that we heard about Pence. So I'm just not going to comment from here. I'm not going to comment on any other former elected official, current elected official. With this particular case, I refer to the Department of Justice. Anything that relates to this White House, I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
Bro, it's not looking good for you. It's not looking good for you or anybody else behind you. Ouch. If the press secretary can't defend you, I mean, we all remember McEnany with her fucking giant binders.
I do want
that
to be
was
very
great.
clear here. We've always said that we are in constant communication with Ukraine as they're trying to figure out what they need on the battlefield.
What they're trying to figure out what they
and
need.
we
They
are always
told
looking
you.
for ways to offer security.
Why did it take you so
security
long to give them
assistance,
tanks,
for
bro?
them. And so again,
Nah.
So
More document stuff?
First, I just wanted to ask, is there any reaction to Vice President Pence's announcement of finding classified docs in his possession? And then more broadly, most of the rules surrounding classification are created and can be amended by executive order. Does the president believe the system must be reformed?
so first, on your first question, look, I'm not going to comment on any ongoing criminal investigation or any investigation. As you all know, the Department of Justice is independent, and we will not politically interfere. We've been very, very clear about that under this president. The president's been very clear since his campaign promises, and so I'm just going to refer.
Yeah, but
to
you're still not going to answer any questions? You're just going to sit here the whole time until they sue you? Like, come on. Get your binders out.
You take any classified documents with you from the White
Oh,
House?
geez. Here it is again.
I did not.
Then why didn't you get rid of them? This is
Do you
November,
see any
bro.
reason for anyone
Get rid of them,
to keep
Pence.
Classified documents with them leaving the White House.
Well, there'd be no reason to have classified documents,
There
particularly
would be
if they
no
were in an
reason.
unprotected area.
Well, there were classified documents, and they were in, as you report, an unprotected area.
The problem is nobody gives a shit about this story at all. I can't even put it up as my top story. It's just so damn boring. No one cares about these damn documents. And finding Pence documents. And people, hey, did you get the document? Who gives a shit? We suck as a country. We are done. Bye.
What are your national security questions?
Same thing for Trump. I mean, why did you do it? What were in the documents? How were they held? Who had access to them?
I think this is about Biden.
Let me just say this. I've known President Biden for a long time. I don't think I would be shocked if there's anything sinister here.
Okay, that was weird.
Our healthcare system
New York
is in
governor.
desperate need of staff right now. We've had ambulances waiting 5 hours at our local emergency rooms to unload patients. The hospitals, the nursing homes say they're waiting for DOH guidance on whether they can hire any of those workers back. What's the latest with that?
Well, we're considering all our options with respect to the litigation, so I can't comment on that. But I'll say that last year in my State of the State, we put forth a plan to help retention, also recruitment. And a lot of those programs are just unfolding out. $20 billion to bring back the healthcare system, including bonuses for existing workers, helping settle nursing strikes, which I get very involved in to make sure that patients are being cared for. It's a problem, but I don't think the answer is to have someone who comes in who's sick be exposed to someone who can give them the coronavirus, give them COVID-19. I don't know that that's the right answer. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's not. So we're exploring our options. But I think everybody who goes into a healthcare facility or nursing home should have the assurance, and their family members should know, that we have taken all steps to protect the public health, and that includes making sure those who come in contact with him at their time of most vulnerability, when they are sick or elderly, will not pass on the virus. We lost 34 New Yorkers yesterday. We have 4,000 active cases. This has not gone away as much as we wish it would.
Couldn't there be other safety precautions, masking, other mechanisms in order to allow some of them back in? I mean, we're at crisis level here in our hospitals, and particularly in our nursing homes.
I truly understand the challenge and the balance, and these are never easy decisions. But I cannot put people into harm's way, because when you go into a healthcare facility, you expect that you're not going to come out sicker than you went in. I think that's something every New Yorker would expect.
Well, we're on YouTube, so I'm just gonna not comment on the rest of that situation.
Back with another realistic day in the life at Google Seattle. Get to the office at around 6 a.m. to beat the traffic.
I've seen
and
this
just get a
before,
nice
I
workout
think.
in.
No,
Around
it's a
7
different
a.m.
one.
I'm getting ready at
It's
the
a
locker
Google
room.
one.
Getting breakfast at this really cute cafe at 8
Oh
a.m.
my
got
God.
some crepes, iced Americano, which is so good.
Like, why
And
would you
then
make a
around
video about
8:20
this?
got
And
to
this is
work.
not how you do this
Snack
every
at around
day.
10
You don't
a.m.
do this
And
every
today
day,
I forgot a
lady.
charging cable, so I went to the vending machine to get one. And
And if you
11:30 is
did-
usually when I eat lunch. I got a whole hodgepodge of things, including pizza, and this is the view that I like to eat with. At 12 o'clock, I get some more caffeine and
What
just
the
spend the
fuck?
afternoon doing some more work. I like to de-stress at the end of the day, and today I booked a massage appointment, so I have that for an hour and then go home at 5:30. Big life update. I got laid off yesterday.
Yeah, duh.
We're looking at investments that are fair, that contribute to equitable economic growth. We're looking at climate impacts because every transportation decision in the 21st century is a climate decision, whether
Oh,
we recognize
Jesus.
it or not.
Just shove an electric bus up your butt.
I mean, the Second Amendment's becoming a suicide pact, it feels like. I mean, it's just...
A suicide
and that's
pact.
the only question the community wants. How are you going to... What about... I mean,
Wait a
what about
minute.
our kids?
There's like 50 security guards around
What more
him.
can we do? And, you know...
What is he?
We look at that all the time. I mean,
There's like 50 security guards around this guy at all times, probably holding weapons. As he talks about gun safety and how we need to get guns off the streets.
gun death rate with the rest of the nation. And yet, with all that evidence...
Guns
no
for
one
me,
on the
not
other
for
side
thee.
doesn't give a damn. They can't get anything done.
I'm Gavin Newsom, and I love guns around me. I just love guns around me. I'm Gavin Newsom, and I love guns. Just around me. Just around me. Not anywhere else. Just around me.
I haven't been happy for a while.
I mean, the Second Amendment's becoming a suicide pact, it feels like. I mean, it's just...
That was it.
And that's the only question.
That was it. That was it. That was it. I knew that I felt that right away. I felt that. I felt it. I felt it. Whew. It's been a good one, everyone. You know, hopefully you now understand how the Daily Wire could have won an Oscar. Woo! I'm Alex R. Wagner, the real Alex Wagner, and that's why there's an R in the middle of my name. Make sure to follow Alex R. Wagner, me, on Instagram and the Twitters. And you can also follow MV Pictures on YouTube, TikTok, and Rumble. Yeah, you should do so. But the number one thing you should do is subscribe to nvpictures.com. nvpictures.com. It's only $40 a year. It's just a yearly subscription right now because we're still in beta a little bit. But pretty soon you're going to be able to see all of our past canceled episodes, anything that's been removed from YouTube or removed from any other platform or placed on ad by friendly, all that. We're going to continue to stay ad free for now, and we're going to be opening up a monthly subscription soon, which means that the fee for the year could go up. So get in now, $40 a year. We only need 500 of you to keep this completely ad free, completely controlled by just one unit. A unit that is anti-woke, a unit that is part of the entertainment industry still, and a unit that is a studio for you. I'm Alex Wagner. This has been Chaos Corner. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Catch Kim like 7 a.m. or some shit, like Eastern time, holidays. It also repeats so you can like watch it later when you like wake up later. Yeah.